this afternoon, I tripped the streets of beautiful Wellington. Actually, it was actually really pissing down today, but I took to the streets and I asked this question. Where are you from?
Ireland.
Oh, fantastic. All right, you're from Ireland. Do you reckon that New Zealanders, Kiwis, have a binge drinking culture?
Yes. More than I expected before I come over here.
Yes.
It's quite similar to home.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I wouldn't say a binge drinking culture. I'd say it's more so a social drinking culture.
Who drinks more, the Irish or the New Zealanders?
Obvious question, isn't it?
I've travelled a bit and we definitely tend to drink a lot more than other cultures.
Is it bad?
No. Nothing wrong with it.
We've just got this idea that we want to get completely ripped rather than go out and have a nice social drink and a dinner with other people.
It's not more like we wake up, we have to get drunk. It's like, oh, cool, we can hang out with our mates, and just so happens that alcohol's involved.
So what do you reckon we should do about it?
Everybody's different, so some people can handle it, some people can't.
I think you can still drink, but yeah, I guess if you just slow down.
I think the drink laws here are a lot better.
What about young people? Is it a problem for young people sort of drinking or?
I guess money-wise it would be. It leaves them with a bit less money in the bank at the end of each week.
I think you're only young once. You know, you've got to have a bit of fun. You know, all these older ones are saying, oh, it's appalling, but I don't know, they probably did the same when they were the same age.
Well, there you go. We had a lot of responses in town there. Actually, a Texan judge said to me a couple of years ago that Backbenchers is probably the only TV show in the world where members of parliament can have a beer or a wine as it happens. So maybe...
Not me, I'm pure.
Yeah, oh, you're pure. There you go. Maybe...
Someone's got to be, Wallace.
Someone's got to be, yes, absolutely. So maybe we're part of it. But the binge culture, this is a front page Dominion Post 2 days ago. David Shearer said that the emergency rooms are being clogged up with 18 to 21-year-old males who are absolutely blotted. What do you think of the issue?
Oh, look, I do think we've got a binge culture. There's no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
did you get involved when you were young?
Look, it's hard to remember now, actually. When
oh, there you go.
I was probably drinking too much at the time.
He was that clogged, you can't remember. That clogged.
Do we have a binge culture in Aotearoa? What do you see? The front page of the main daily, emergency rooms clogged with people on a Friday or Saturday night, pissed out of their brains.
Well, I read back through that article, and clogged said something like 35 a month. 35 a month. So I'm not sure that that's exactly clogged, but 35 a month is still too many. Far too many, and it shouldn't be. So we've got a long way to go on this one as
Catherine?
well.
Yeah, we've got a binge drinking culture. I'm looking, it's not just young people, it's older people as well who have problems with alcohol. It's actually ubiquitous in the society. And I mean, I think
was it worse in the
70s?
Was it worse in the 70s?
Oh, we're always blaming the 70s. It was a great era, but certainly I had to carry...
what were you doing in the 70s, Catherine Delahunty and Coromandel?
I was carrying some men who were intoxicated out of various ditches. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean...
Tell us more.
With a big spliff in the mouth at the same time.
I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
Okay, what more do you want to know?
Were there photographs?
But as a very pure person, I was always the safe driver that took everybody home. But there was a problem with alcohol then. There is a problem with alcohol now. Right. We are not a sophisticated culture.
Okay, all right. Okay, fair enough. So you were on the hobbit pipe.
The hobbit pipe?
No, let's not talk about that.
We didn't call it that in the 70s.
Oh, right, okay. No. Hey, Hayley, you've got a guest.
I do. I'm here with Rick. He is a student from Victoria University. Is it your fault? Is it the student problem?
No, I don't think so. As has been pointed out, the binge drinking culture in New Zealand, I think, is a cultural-wide issue. And there's some research that came out that said last week that said 34-year-olds were more likely to be binge drinkers than 24-year-olds. So what we're noticing now is that first years are actually far more surprisingly sober this year in O Week compared to even 3 years ago.
Are we growing up?
I think so, and particularly in Wellington, we've got a sophisticated drinking culture, you know.
I've been to Courtney Place late, and I don't know if I agree with you.
Yeah, no, I have been to Courtney Place on a Friday night and Saturday night, and I have to say I don't enjoy it. But I think what we are seeing is a shift. While we'll still have people getting wasted, and that's probably always going to be the case, I think we've seen fewer people getting wasted than we have in the past. And in the 70s, we heard stories of Calvin Park being covered in beer cans. Today, students line up a few beer cans very neatly along the edge of it.
Let's leave the 70s alone, I think. Can I ask you a question? Would you watch a game of rugby without a beer?
I think... You don't have to.
Obviously not.
Yes,
Obviously
no, that's
not.
exactly right. No. All right, very good. Hey, Hayley, you actually tweeted about this, hey, because it was a big issue kind of for you as well. The Rugby World Cup, nothing good happens at 5 a.m. I mean, you know your sport. Why do you have to have a beer? Was that kind of the tone of it?
I just don't think 5 a.m. I mean, when I was little, I remember getting up to watch All Black Tests with my father and my grandfather and my mum, and it was like one of my favourite memories. And so I don't think alcohol and sport, because everybody loves rugby so much in New Zealand, I don't think it should be associated with binge booze drinking.
But the problem is, though, Hayley, is that you got up and you watched it on national TV. I mean, it came into your home live. Now, unless you're on Sky and you can afford Sky, where are you going to go to watch the rugby? So you've got to have these locations.
That is that's a true issue. I don't know how to answer that, to be honest.
All right, what about that? I mean, you
an hour
guys,
later.
why did all you MPs agree to make it okay then for pubs to open for All Black games? Does that not encourage this so-called binge culture? I'm quite surprised. I mean, the Greens
changed their mind.
The Greens
you'd
U-turned
have
on
to
that.
say that we managed to improve David Seymour's bill. It was a very bad bill with no nuances. And so we improved that bill so that there were places that couldn't be open. There were places who had already breached their licences. And we wanted some regulation that actually reflected the nuances of society around drinking. And that's what we achieved. And that was a big achievement because David Seymour's bill was terrible. It was just open slather.
I think that's an explanation. They got it wrong.
They got it
I
wrong.
mean, seriously wrong.
They want us to have got it wrong.
I think, look, there are going to be some people who are going to go through the night and get to the All Black game at the end of the night. But I think most people are going to go to the local pub with a bunch of people, perhaps with their families, maybe have a beer, but actually probably more likely have a coffee and watch it all together.
I'm just thinking, Scott,
and I think that's
I'm with
great.
you, David. You're absolutely
Are
right.
there things we can do? I mean, a Don Post editorial saying, you know, the supermarkets here, basically, you buy groceries as an add-on to buying grog at the front end of Wellington supermarkets. Is that a bit of a problem? I mean, do we need that upfront alcohol in supermarkets? Do we need that? I thought we had legislation that passed to kind of stop all this.
Well, we did pass legislation back in 2012, which I think is still bedding in. And that gave local authorities an opportunity to set some rules for themselves. So in my part of the country, in Coromandel, we've got local councils that are setting rules that suit our local communities. Now, I realise that it may be different in
Like
Wellington.
what?
Well, shorter opening hours, for instance.
Hey, just hands up those who thinks it's an absolute crock. Who thinks it's a crock that Wellington has a rather sophisticated drinking culture? Hands up. There's a few there. Hayley, go to one of those people.
All right here. What have you seen on the streets of Wellington?
On Cuba Street on a Friday night and Saturday night, quite a lot of teenagers just quite drunk.
Can I ask you this? Would you socialise and hang out with your friends without booze?
Yes, we do that quite a lot. We don't drink as much as we used to when we first started. But now, because we kind of know it's expensive and you get quite hungover, so we don't really binge drink to the max. We drink appropriately.
Excellent. There's appropriate drinking going on over here. Back to you, Wallace.
All right, good on you, Hayley. But just finally, just around the panel, bringing forward the call for last drinks to 2 or 3 a.m. Yes or no? Yes or no? Someone said dangerous there, yeah? Okay, what about you, Catherine?
Well, I just think that we're not facing the issue here. It's not the time that you're drinking. The issue is
Yes or no?
alcohol advertising.
2 or 3 a.m., yes or no?
No.
Okay, no?
Councils decide.
All right, okay, look. All right, stay with us. We're back with more Backbenchers very soon.